And we are live. Welcome to another episode of Sundays with the General. I am, of course, your host, Steve, the General Reisner. I'll be quick today, just by myself. We'll go a little NBA news. Free agency is on us. There's still no action on the Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving front. Uh, it looks like next GM Sean Marks is playing a little bit of hardball, and honestly, good for him. Some of these packages that we're seeing being reported that he's asked for are absolutely insane. I saw one report that they asked for Carl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, and 4 first round picks um, for from the Timberwolves. I don't know if that's true or not. I seen that they were asking for Devin Booker from Phoenix. The thing is for Marks, he's asking for ridiculous packages, but he's in a fucked up situation because he has no leverage. And what he's trying to do right now is get himself some leverage. He's got to get the best deal he can. The sad reality of that situation, on that fact, is that how Sean Marks handles this situation, how he negotiates this trade, is probably going to determine whether he's still got a job as a GM in the NBA in the next 5 years. And that's sad, but that's the truth. That's the reality of this situation for Sean Marks, and I think he's aware of that. These Kyrie and Durant chose him. They put together a decent little team over there in Brooklyn. Durant and Kyrie chose him. He's not going to give them away for nothing because he has to get something here. This is for his job. It really is. This whole trade is for his job. I still think Phoenix is going to end up being the destination, but I don't know. I keep seeing that the odds are dropping that he's going. The odds keep increasing that he's going with Celtics. I don't see it. I don't see the Celtics trading for Durant. Sorry, because you're not getting Durant without giving up Jaylen Brown. You can't just trade Jaylen Brown for Durant because the salaries don't match. I don't see Brad Stevens gutting that team. I don't see Brad Stevens making that move. They were 2 wins away from a finals. They added Brogdon and Gallinari to that bench. I think that's fine by me. I think they're pretty much done, except for adding like a third center, maybe a Dwight Howard or Harry Giles. Other NBA news: Damian Lillard signed a 2-year, $121.7 million fucking contract extension. This NBA money is absolutely insane to me. What these guys get paid, it's crazy. But good for them. $60 million a year. He's gonna win. I do think it's funny. Right after all these people buying into this is loyalty from Dame Lillard, and he's coming out with not running from the grind. Man, I'd like to be on a grind that gets me $60 million a year. That's like I'm not disrespecting the guy. Great player, good for him. He can get paid if he can get paid that in the NBA. Go ahead, get your bag. But this, I'm not running from the grind. Come on, man. You got offered $60 million a year and you took it. It's not exactly loyalty to me either. I mean, I'll be pretty damn loyal to anybody who offers me $60 million a year. It don't mean shit about how I feel about the city or the people. 60 million, money talks. Bradley Beal, of course, signed a 5-year, $250 million extension with Washington, about 251 to be exact. Again, good for Bradley Beal. He got the bag. You want to get your money, get your money. We're going to talk about it. He could have, yeah, sure, he could have taken less money, signed a place a better chance to win somewhere. He says that he thinks he has a chance at winning there. And in reality, I don't think he really believes that. I don't. I don't, because he hasn't shown any, and they haven't shown any sign that they're going to win a championship in Washington because they have Bradley Beal. So I don't know. The Wizards GM it's good to see Bradley Beal's re-signing, making this a destination for free agents. I don't know what that means. You drafted the guy and you just gave him a ton of money. I don't know how that makes Washington a destination for free agents. Whatever. I, he likes the city. He likes money. That's that. That's all it is. I can't. You're not going to hate him for it, but I'm not hating on the guy for it. But I'm not going to sit here and say this makes Washington a destination. I'm not going to say that. You know, he's staying there because he wants to win. No, he's staying there because he got paid. Good for him. At the same time, I'm not hating on that at all because I actually want players. I like the idea of players staying with the same team. I like the idea of players sticking with the same franchise. I always have. I like when great players spend their entire career playing for a team. It means a lot to the fans. It's just good for the league, I think. But at the same time, I'm not going to give them too much credit for taking a shitload of money to stay in one place. NFL news. Only real NFL news is Carolina traded a fifth-round pick, a conditional fifth-round pick. It could become a fourth, for Baker Mayfield from the Cleveland Browns. And this is just I said this the other night on Into the Lab. This is just a horrible mismanagement of assets by both of these teams. Like, just a terrible mismanaging of your assets by both teams. I mean, to start with Carolina, you cut Cam Newton, and then you rolled out his replacement, and you traded draft picks to replace Cam Newton's replacement. Then you re-signed Cam Newton to replace the guy who replaced Cam Newton's replacement. And now you traded more draft cap. And then in the draft, you traded up to draft a guy to eventually replace the guy who replaced Cam Newton's replacement. Now, giving up more draft capital to still replace the guy who replaced Cam Newton's replacement, so he can eventually be replaced by another guy. I know that it sounds really confusing. It is a lot of really confusing. I use the word replacement a lot. That's as much as I love the movie Replacement. I love the movie Replacements, but Replacement is not a movie you want to use that much in real NFL terms. It's the amount of draft capital they've given up the past few years at the quarterback position is absolutely insane. And Baker Mayfield's not a bad quarterback. He's not great. But I think Baker has gotten unfairly ripped on a little too hard the past few years. He's got some obvious flaws to his game. He won a playoff game with the Cleveland Browns. That's a feat that not a lot of quarterbacks have accomplished. That's something that Cleveland hadn't had in so long. And it's, sometimes I understand that when you're Cleveland, and Coach Peanut, if he watches this, might get a little mad at me. I understand if you're Cleveland. You want to win, right? You want to, yes, I get it. Of course you want to win. But sometimes you just leave well enough alone. The guy had won you a playoff game. You hadn't done that in fucking God knows how long. I'm not even gonna bother looking it up. I don't think I was alive the last time Cleveland won a playoff game. I might have been. Barely. But I mean, then so that Cleveland gives up all these draft picks. I think 3 first-round draft picks, maybe 4, to get Deshaun Watson from Houston, which, knowing all of these sexual assault allegations. This is when they still had Baker Mayfield on the team. And then they pissed off Baker Mayfield by trading for Deshaun Watson after telling Baker Mayfield that the job was his. And now more shit comes out about Deshaun Watson. And uh, no, so we don't know if Deshaun Watson's going to play this year. I still think he's going to get suspended. Hopefully for at least this season. I don't think he should. I think it should be longer than that. I think there's enough to suspend him. I think the NFL has to suspend him. I still hold out a little bit of hope that I think Adele Bott will figure it out and pretend to at least pretend to do the right thing. I'm not going to say the NFL will do the right thing. Okay, the NFL will pretend to do the right thing. We all know they're not going to do the right thing, but I do think he'll pretend to do the right thing, and I do think Deshaun Watson might have to sit out this year. I do think a suspension is going to get sent down. So if that's the case. You gave up all that after you drafted Baker Mayfield with a first-round pick. Nothing. A very high first-round pick, I think first overall. And then, you gave up all these future first-round picks to get Watson. Piss off Mayfield. Now Watson might not play. Mayfield's going to. Now, Mayfield, you just gave up for nothing. You got nothing out of that. You're going to get maybe a fourth-round pick. And it's just a terrible mismanaging of assets. It's now you're rolling out Jacoby Brissett probably for this season. I like Jacoby Brissett. You're not contending with Jacoby Brissett as your quarterback. No, just bad by both teams. Except Carolina, because sure, is Baker Mayfield an upgrade over Sam Darnold? Maybe, probably. It doesn't move the needle for you at all. I'd say Matt Rule's probably a little desperate right now in Carolina as well to start to build something, start to look like he's building something over there, because his first few years have not gone well, either him or the GM. Other than that, there's not really any NFL news out there. Training camp is starting up soon. I'll jump into a little bit of terrible Twitter takes, as we get some great ones here the past few days. And NBA Twitter it's really a beautiful place for getting terrible Twitter takes. It's pretty funny how little these kids know about basketball. First off, I said Mitchell Robinson is better than Kevin Garnett, and God damn, I can't even really I don't even know how to go into them. I don't even know where to start on why Kevin Garnett is better than Mitchell Robinson, because there's just so many reasons why he's better. It's insane to me that's actually a thing that I saw on the internet. The big one that was getting debated the other day is that Klay Thompson is a better player than Ray Allen ever was. Klay Thompson is a better player all time than Ray Allen. And this is this recency bias to me that I don't understand what it is. Maybe these people think that basketball wasn't played before 2015. Maybe some of these people actually think that Ray Allen's whole career, he was just catching corner three. He was just catching and shooting corner threes. But Ray Allen was a fucking beast back in the day. One of these kids in the comments even says, when was Ray Allen a number one option? For the majority of his career, which Klay Thompson was never the number one. But Ray Allen was. And I'm seeing, I saw in this whole thread that Klay's the second best shooter of all time, not Ray. And no. Steph Curry is the best shooter of all time. I accept that. I've put Steph Curry in that place. That is where he belongs. Steph Curry's the best shooter that's ever played in the NBA. But right below him is Ray Allen and then Reggie Miller. And Klay Thompson is right behind them. That's not disrespect to Klay Thompson. That is not a knock on the player that Klay Thompson is. That's not a knock on the shooter that he is. You don't have to be a better shooter than Ray Allen to be one of the best shooters in the history of the game. I'm not going to have a conversation about Klay Thompson being a better three-point shooter than Ray Allen. I'm not going to have that conversation. I'm not going to have a conversation about him being a better player than Ray Allen, because I've seen Ray do some things when he was in Seattle and Milwaukee that Klay Thompson could not do on NBA court. And not for nothing, I think maybe even more importantly than that, Ray Allen starred alongside Denzel Washington in a movie where he played a character whose first name was Jesus. Okay? Klay Thompson could never do that. Klay Thompson could absolutely never star in a movie where alongside Denzel Washington play a character named Jesus. He couldn't do either of those things. Never. That's also, if you haven't seen He Got Game, really, you're missing out. You should probably get on that. My last one that Bills fans we got this great. They put up Josh Allen shotgunning a Corona, looking like he was going to puke after he did it, and then saying, Patriots fans are crying because Mac Jones could never do this. And I just don't understand. What is the weird obsession with Mac Jones? What? Like, Josh Allen's a really good quarterback. The Bills are a good team. You got a lot more you could be talking about than Mac Jones. And furthermore, like, not only that, besides that, before I even get to, I shouldn't have even gotten to that point yet. Before I even get to, why are you talking so much about the Patriots quarterback that you're apparently not worried about? It's shotgun the beer. What's so cool about that? And I learned how to do that when I was like 15, and I stopped doing it before I was like 20, because I probably stopped doing it when I was like 20 because it's a little pointless. I don't get that much out of it. I don't. Shotgun a beer is not a big deal to me. First of all, besides that, it's a fucking Corona. All right, man, you shotgun a Corona. Who shotguns a fucking Corona? And not only that, the fuck does that have to do with football? It's just so much going on there. He's shotgunned a Corona. That's good. Not only does that have nothing to do with football, but it's not even impressive. It's not even a cool thing to do. It's kind of a weird thing to do. That's all I got for you today, folks. Hopefully next week I'll have a little bit more information for you on anything at all. Don't forget, this episode has been brought to you by creationsnacks.com. Use code BCMG for 20% off. Get some popcorn today. It is fucking delicious. And BCMG will be down in Cape Cod August 6th for the annual Into the Lab Hoopathon with Sims Academy. It is Courtney Sims from the NBA G League. People from around here might remember him. He grew up in Roxbury, played Nobles and Greeno and Dedham. We'll be teaming up with his academy to do the same hoopathon that we did last year in Texas. It should be a great time. You'll be able to catch it on all the Into the Lab channels, be able to donate. Be sure to check it out. Anyway, folks, I'll be back next week, same time, talking about whatever the fuck I feel like talking about.